Well, today it's going to be a little bit of a different video than usual. As you can tell, we're in a different environment. We're not outside. We're not in the office. We're in my shop. Nonetheless, like I said, something a little different. You may wonder, what is this all about? I can just say it's a little bit of a crappy situation. Let's see. Let me show you. Notice where I'm sitting. I'm on the crapper. So, this little porta potty has served us well here at Gearlante. I've used it for camping. I used it here in the shop. I've used it in case of a few emergencies. It has worked great. However, I've had a few issues with it that I'm not happy about. I'm darn crapped out of fixing the damn crappy porta potty. So, I decided when it's time to replace it, because I'm tired of messing with it, got something totally different. Alright, let's take a look at it. Oh, let's see. Don't have a... Okay, here's a box knife. Alright. Always, whenever possible, try cutting away from yourself. Always cut away from you. However, there are some circumstances in which you cannot. I still advise you to cut away from it. Alright. Ready for this? I'm excited. I hadn't opened it. And it's been sitting around for a while. Get it? Sitting around for a while. Here it is. Totally different. Well, different features. About the same height. Oh, this one here is going to be the Camco version. This one here is, I don't remember. I think it's Dometic. It was an off-brand. Basically, it's Dometic. It seems to be about the same height. Except this one's a little higher. Yeah, it's a little hard. Don't worry, that's water. Nothing else. Seems to be good fit. Yeah, it's definitely feels a little bigger. The seat feels a little bigger. So obviously this is going to be a Camco. So let's take a look at some of the differences here. So they both have a place where you can fill up the water tank here. They should be about the same amount of water. If I remember correctly, it's 5 gallon. I will put the actual information for the toilet right up here somewhere. Right off the bat, you're going to notice a big difference. This one utilizes a little pump action, which works fine. However, it's been annoying at times. This one here has this one, which is much easier. So you can pump much faster and get some of that water to fill the bowl. This one, you would press it and you got to wait for it to come back up so you can press it again. Okay, and it's already got some water in there. Now, the main reason why I got rid of this, well, I'm going to retire this one. First issue I had, it started leaking out of here during camping. Not bueno. No bueno at all. Got a new lid. Finding it, and it worked for a while. Then, just the most recently was this lever here. For some reason, just froze up. It would freeze, as you could tell. It would just sit there. Couldn't push it in, couldn't push it out. When I did manage to pull it out, a piece of it broke right here, which would allow it to move a little faster, a little better in and out. However, I noticed that then it would start leaking fresh water, not the poop water. down here. That got annoying, and the fact that it freezes to where I can't pull it. And whenever you do pull it, it squirts a little bit of chemically treated water on your hand. No bueno. That's when we decided, well, I decided to get rid of it. Like I said, this one seems to be a little better. I don't like the way the lid just flops over. I feel like that could be an issue unless you put it up against the wall. I like the pump action. Also, the lid here, some people have complained about the lid, the fact that the lid actually locks into place opposed to something like this, so the lid opens. However, I kind of like the fact that the lid closes. You know why? Because if you're traveling with it, you want it to stay closed. Let's say you're utilizing this like on in a van or something. You want the lid to stay closed. Doesn't take but a little bit of force to actually open it and gain access to there. All right. So let's try it out. Let's put some water in there. I would normally be putting some chemicals in here, and I'll do that when I begin using it. Now you got a little bit of water in there. All right. All right. So now we'll simulate that we used it. I like this much better. Let's see if I can show you guys what's going on here. So this is what happens. So there's a stream, a very strong stream of water that comes out straight and then off to the side. Notice there's a very nifty little valve here that actually looks like somewhat like a T, in which it pushes water along these ridges here, right? So kind of wipe the whole bowl, and then one right down the middle here. I like that very much. On this one here, it would just come out of one area, and it wasn't very strong at all. So, and to actually flush it, you pull right here. And it felt nice and smooth, very little force needed to actually have it flush. I like that. And it opens up the, I think these are called slide valves. Alright, and then once you want to pull it apart so you can dump it, it says pull to release. So pulling. Oh, okay. So you just simply pull and then pull from the back, and then it'll hinges from the top here, from the front here. So notice these here, they have a corresponding little holes right here. So I'm assuming to put it back, you gotta put it in the front first. First find the little holes. Okay, so it's not hard. You just find it, have it fall in place. And there it goes. Once again, you pull here, pull from the front, here's the bottom. Now there's a little bit of water here on the very top, and that's because I think when I was flushing, I actually had pulled it up a little bit. Okay. And unlike the other one here that I'm sitting on, this one has this tube that actually swings out. And I like the fact that this one has a much thicker gasket here than this one here. The gasket there is pretty thin, and that's the one that originally started leaking. There's that. Locked in place, and it has a little vent here. That's just to equalize the pressure, so when you go to dump it. Alright. Then once you're done dumping, you want to swing this inward, put that in. Again, you want to, once you're putting them together, you want to go to the front first. And then the back. Alright, let me show you how it flushes again. But in that, being that I don't have enough water, I can't get it to do it. There you see it. So basically you get water all around the bowl, opposed to this one, in which when you flush it, there's only one place that it comes out of, and it actually doesn't go all the way around the bowl, but rather just basically across it. So if you have any fecal matter or anything around the circumference of the hole, you got to pump many more times to actually raise the water level, which uses a lot of water. This one's going to be more efficient because the way that it's set up, it has the valve, the T valve, that squirts water all the way around it as well as across it. So it feels about the same height. This one may be a little taller, just slightly. But I'm looking forward to really enjoying this one. First of all, he's using it here in the little man cave slash man shed. It's great for in case you have to not do, but urinate or something. You're in a hurry. You want to continue to work on a project or whatnot. It's great. It looks great. Alright, so I just discovered a major flaw in here. If you can't already tell by all the water. So, one major flaw about this toilet. As I was filling it up, I was thinking, man, it sure would be nice if it had a little handle, as this one does. Well, that's the gray water, or black water. This one, so this is going to be the water source. This is where you fill up with fresh water. And it has a grab handle. Good design. This one here, however, has a little hole in the bottom, which I can't show you because now it's full, and I assume it's a grab hole. It's very large. It's very large. And you can grab it from there. It's a little awkward because the weight of the water is going to swing, and the grab area is on the side, so it's going to do this like a pendulum. And I notice that as it swings, if you move it a little bit too much to one side, the water is going to come out of here. I find that to be a little annoying. That means when you're carrying this, rather than using that grab handle, you want to actually carry it horizontally. You want to hold it horizontal, so you don't have water spill out of here. Annoying? Yes. However, the issues I have with this one kind of make me look past that. I just know going forward that I'll have to carry it in that fashion. It takes a lot more strength to actually carry it in that fashion than if it just simply had a handle right in the middle of it here. So, but it is what it is. It flushes easier. The design, for the most part, besides that, is a little better than this one. I hate it pushing this and waiting it to actually come back up so I can pump it again. And like I said, being that the water on this one comes out of one area, you would have to fill up the bowl in order to have it clean the whole bowl. And then you'd have to flush it, and if it didn't clean it, you'd have to pump it again. So you utilize a lot more water. And in the situation to where you're camping, or let's say you're on a road trip and you're utilizing this in a van or something, water is a great limited resource. So having the water come out of those 3 different valves, it's much easier, more efficient. It's going to clean the bowl. However, if you swing it too much when you got it full of water, water is going to come out of there. Maybe I filled it up too much, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I like it. I'm going to enjoy it, and it's going to be around for a long time, hopefully. This one here, I couldn't remove this valve here and replaced it, but it was, that valve alone was, I'd say, about 45% of the price of the whole toilet altogether. So that led me to think, if I'm going to pay pretty much half of what I could purchase a new one, I'm going to purchase the new one. But then again, I would be stuck with the same issue. It would have been the same design, different company, and I was afraid I was going to have issues with that again, as well as leaking down there. So, whole different design, so annoyances, yes. But that's going to outweigh the good, I think. All right? It is. Like I said, anytime I do a review, I'm going to tell you the goods and the bads. No sugarcoating it. If it's a crappy design or something doesn't work correctly, I'm going to tell you guys. If I desire to use it anyway, because the benefits outweigh the annoyances, then I'll tell you guys. There it is. It's all about a crappy situation. Thank you. Stay tuned. You never know what the next review is going to be about. It could be simply a video of me coming up with some crazy idea, or flying a drone, or working on a car. Alright, stay tuned.